Over in Sony's Spider-Man universe, try to say that a few times fast. Uh, that this Craven movie is getting crazier every week. So,
Yeah.
so right after we had that conversation, it was announced that Russell Crowe, okay, Jor-El himself, has joined the cast of Craven the Hunter. Okay, and aside from Russell freaking Crowe, which is, I mean, what the hell is he doing there? Um, now they've also, like last week, they announced that Alessandro Nivola is in it. And if you don't know Alessandro Nivola, he was recently in The Many Saints of Newark. I know him as Pollux Troy from Face Off. He was Nicolas Cage's nerdy little brother in Face Off. He's joined the cast of Craven the Hunter. And they've also just added a fella named Christopher Abbott to play the foreigner in Craven the Hunter. Christopher Abbott is he's done some movies. It doesn't really matter. But so this movie keeps getting bigger and more interesting. And yet here we are building out further a Spider-Man universe that does not yet have a Spider-Man at its center.
You also forgot to mention they added Fred Hetchinger,
Oh,
who is currently in Pam and Tommy on Hulu, and he was in
oh,
White Lotus on HBO, and he is apparently tapped to play Chameleon.
oh
So
wow. Okay.
they are adding quite a few Spidey villains, and
And
yeah,
there's no
this
Spidey.
movie's getting,
And
and
there's
this
no Spidey. You know,
yeah,
it's
that
weird.
we know of. That we know of.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And meanwhile, let's see, here's what's funny because like 2 years ago, I kept pointing this out, but about Batman. At the time, it was like they were talking about this is before Birds of Prey. This is probably more like 2017, 2018. But they were saying, like, all right, we're making uh Birds of Prey. We're doing Gotham City Sirens. We're doing another Suicide Squad. There is a we're gonna make a
Blue Beetle.
Nightwing movie,
Yeah,
huh?
a Blue
Yeah, but
Beetle movie.
a Blue Beetle, but I'm talking about like bat
Oh,
centric
Bat centric.
movies.
Yeah.
These are all like Gotham characters and spin-offs of Gotham villains and everything, right? So we have all these these Suicide Squad spin-offs, all these different Harley Quinn projects. At one point, Chris McKay was developing a Nightwing movie, and here we are developing a Batman universe. And I already, it was pretty much an open secret at that point that Ben Affleck was not going to be returning in any kind of,
Right.
permanent basis to be at the center of that Bat universe. So I started pointing out, like, what's going on within this Batman-less Bat universe. And then
What's going
eventually,
on with this Batman-less Bat universe?
what's
What's
the
the
deal?
deal
But
with this Spider-Man-less Spider-Man
but
man
but
spider?
listen to me, Brederson. Because now, how did they solve that, or how do they seem to be solving that? With the Flash, they're going to give us a new Batman. They're going to make Michael Keaton the Batman that's around as the Batman in this universe, right? So, what if Spider-Man No Way Home really was their way to test drive bringing back an older Spider-Man from the multiverse to be the Spider-Man in this world? And how amazing would it be if they announced that Andrew Garfield may not get, because that's the thing. I don't think they would ever greenlight an Amazing Spider-Man 3 simply because it would probably tread too much similar ground to where they want to go with Tom Holland. Now that he's more of a traditional Spider-Man in New York going about his business, it would just be way too similar to where Peter Parker ended up at the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2. But they could use him as some sort of connective tissue in like a Maximum Carnage movie with Venom and Carnage, or as a foil to Craven, or in a Morbius sequel. So
Sure.
I don't know. Do you think that's a crazy idea? Like, how would you feel if that is the payoff? That the if Sony's Spider-Man-less Spider-Man universe fills that void with Andrew Garfield, how do you feel about it, Brett?
I mean, I'm all on board for Andrew Garfield coming back, but he's sneaky. Listen, he had to lie
Yeah,
through his teeth for how long to say he wasn't in No Way Home, and then
yeah,
there's been some quotes come out with him because everyone's obviously asking him, and I think recently he said he's too old to play him, and then he said some other stuff that like I don't think I would do
yeah.
it. It's like now I can't trust you because you lied to us for like a year and a half on No Way Home. So I don't know, but I would love to see him come back. I really would. He
And so,
really
yeah,
he almost stole the show away from like Tom Holland, like in No Way Home.
in
Like
No Way Home, yeah.
he is just so good. He gets the character so well. He just wasn't given a
Well, to me,
great
yeah,
belt.
he's the perfect like grown up Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if Tom Holland is the rookie who's working his way there, Andrew Garfield embodies that grown Peter Parker
And
vibe.
we
You know?
haven't really. That's a thing like we haven't gotten on screen yet. Like every edition version of Spider-Man we
He's a
received
kid.
has been the kid or like he just started out and it's either his origin story or like
Yeah,
shortly thereafter. Like even when we meet Tom Hollands, we don't get the whole origin thing, necessarily, but like he's already out there with his homemade suit at that point. So
yeah.
yeah, it would be nice to like get like listen in the comics. There's so much good material focusing on an older Peter Parker that is already married,
Hmm.
married or with
Hmm.
Mary Jane for a long time.
Yeah,
There was a whole line in the comics recently too where like I think he had a Parker Industries. Like he was basically like a Tony Stark. Like he had his own company
mm,
now. And yeah, so I mean, like there's stories there to pull
yeah.
from. So yeah, I'll take an older Spider-Man. Why not? It'd be a nice little change of pace than having little kitty Spider-Man.
I would love that. But then let me float you. So I gave you that option that they bring back Garfield. But let's say they don't bring back Garfield. No, I'm not going to say what are they,
Don't
if they
even.
bring back Tobey Maguire. Imagine. No. The other two options I could see happening are they either now introduce another Peter Parker just for these movies, or they give us a live action Miles Morales as kind of like the center of their live action Spidey movies, so that Tom Holland Spider-Man can coexist and it doesn't really, they don't step on each other's toes too much. Now, that would probably require some retconning and some changing of like some of these villains. I don't know if they tussle with Miles Morales or if,
Mm.
if like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not, I don't know the Spider-Verse quite as intimately as that. Like I don't know if Miles Morales messes with Morbius. I don't know if all this sort of stuff, but
I
maybe
do
they could
think
do
he's
it.
in the main continuity now, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken, because they did like a whole big thing. But
yeah.
originally, he was in the Ultimate universe only, and yeah, he had quite a different, set of
Rogues
villains,
Gallery, right?
and
Yeah,
yeah, Rogues Gallery, and
yeah.
or like different versions of existing ones. So
But
yeah,
if
I
you had to
don't
pick
know.
between those, would you rather them give us another Peter Parker or that they give us a Miles Morales live action Spidey?
I'm down actually for either or with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
you
Yeah,
can give
it's
me a
gonna.
Peter Parker or a Miles Morales. Yeah, but I
Yeah,
mean, at this point, I just feel like I don't know this deal with Marvel and Sony is just so weird.
it is.
Like they're co-producing the movies. We in the Morbius trailer, you see graffiti on the wall of a Spider-Man, but again,
Hmm.
we haven't got one yet or named one yet. Then you have Tom Holland, and then you also brought the Tom Hardy little thing in with the Venom symbiote into No Way Home, and
Yeah,
and then Tom Holland's in the Marvel universe. He hasn't crossed over to the Sony side, but now Sony's doing all these villain movies, and I'm like, just fucking put Tom Holland in it then. Just have him play
I
both.
know.
Get him in both movies. Like, just do it. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
sure maybe he doesn't want to be doing that all day.
yeah.
But come on, I don't know. You know what? Just put him on a fucking Slurpee cup. All right, put him on a
that's
Slurpee cup.
that's
Put him on
about
a
what he
Slurpee cup.
deserves.
Ruin it for me. Just spoil the reveal. Put him on a Slurpee cup.
But
That's
also, like, just like
we're making. I have to get a shirt. We're making a shirt. Put it
yes,
on a Slurpee cup.
put it on a Slurpee cup is how you get me to care about
It'll be in
things.
the merch store
Yeah,
before you know
there
it.
you go. Um, you know what? Don't give me ideas. But okay, I was gonna say that like no matter what the plan is, they have to do something. But because like there's no way they think that these movies can stand on their own, right, Brett? Like they're like Amy Pascal at Sony Pictures isn't thinking, oh, people care about Craven just on his own as a character.
Yeah,
People
that's
care about
the
Morbius just on it. Like, there's no way they think that, right? Please tell me they don't.
I mean, I'll be honest, like I don't give a shit at all.
I know, like, if
If
there's
I
not
could
a
just be,
Spider-Man, what do I
like I
care
wouldn't
about any
even
of these people?
like. Listen, Spider-Man has a great rogues gallery too. Like
He
maybe
does.
rivals Batman's rogues gallery, which is like
Absolutely.
I think kind of considered the crown jewel. But
Yeah.
even that, like listen, did I like the Joaquin Joker movie? Like Joker's like one of the only villains for me that could probably like hold his own movie. I don't even know if like I'd watch, as much as I love Paul Dano, I don't think I would watch a Riddler movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna watch a Penguin TV show though, I guess. So
Well,
whatever. I'm a fucking liar.
yeah.
So but like yeah, I really don't care. Like the Morbius movie, like I watched that trailer, like I do not care
And
at
I
all.
love Jared Leto, and I
And
loved
yeah, I like the
Morbius on the
actors.
Spider-Man cartoon in the 90s. Like, it's great. But
By the
I
way,
don't
Aaron Taylor Johnson really fucking milking it, huh? Like
yeah.
he's Craven, he was Quicksilver,
Quicksilver.
he was
Wait,
well, Kick Ass isn't a
he
whole
was
separate
kick-ass.
thing.
Yeah, but you know, that
Didn't he
this
do
is his
another
third.
Marvel character, or am I crazy? No, I guess he just did
No,
this
I
too.
think those are the yeah, he's done 3 comic book characters now.
Still, come on, man.
So, come on, man. Brett, you're like you took my slot. You know, he keeps taking these gigs. It could have been you.
Is he doing an accent for Craven? Because his Russian accent for Quicksilver was not good.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but they got to figure out their Spider-Man problems.